everyone. This is Shyla Johnson with Heavenly Arms Learning Center. It's been a while, but I'm back with another hot topic. So I wanted to touch base on dealing with the remote learning with multiple children in different age groups. So me personally, I have 5 children who are all in different ages. They're all in different grades, and it definitely becomes quite difficult at times dealing with all of them in different age groups. So basically, I did a video before talking about how to cope with, dealing with remote learning initially. So when you have different age groups, first of all, if you still want to start off with the schedule, you want to keep a routine as much as possible with, having their own workspace, making sure that they know exactly what they're supposed to do. For the most part, with the remote learning, the teachers are going to have a schedule of what they're supposed to do. So it's very important to communicate with their teacher on a daily basis. Email them. They do on those tablets, they do have the options to communicate through Messenger on there, I guess. So you want to keep in communication with the teacher at all times to make sure you know exactly what your child should be doing at what time. Also, workspace. Workspace is important because the younger your child is, the more difficult it is for them to concentrate. So it's important to keep the younger ones closer to you so you can help them navigate through the iPads as much as possible. Not saying that the older ones wouldn't need your help, but the younger ones, like kindergarten and first graders, it's hard for them to kind of follow along with the teacher on the iPads. I deal with a lot of frustration with the kindergartners and the first graders here at my center, and it could be difficult if they don't know where they're supposed to go. So I would say workplace and their space that they have, make sure you put a lot of thought into where you're going to have them and how it's going to be set up. Now, as far as navigating through the iPad, it might be easier to practice with them on where they need to go. So a lot of them have different apps that they have to go to do other work. Practice that with them when they're not during school time. On the weekends, when the teacher says they have to go to different apps, show them on the days that they're not actually on, so that way they can know, because practice makes perfect. I go over these type of things in my center with my kids before they actually get on during the day. We have about 10 minutes to kind of go over classroom rules, what they should be doing once they start the remote learning with their teacher. We always say practice makes perfect, because they get frustrated. All of this stuff is new to them. A lot of them don't know how to work these iPads, and the teacher will tell them, well, we're going to go in this workbook and we're going to turn to this page. Well, a lot of them don't know 2-digit numbers. When you say go to page 25, they don't know that type of stuff. So I would say work with them outside of learning time and say, when your teacher tells you to get this book, we're in week 3 now, going into week 4. Now you guys should know kind of a schedule of what your kids do on a daily. So if they're doing math in the morning, you know what workbook they're in. If they're doing reading, you should know what workbook they're in. So navigate through those books with your kids so that way they know what to look for. Page 52, 5-2, a 5 and a 2. This is what I do with my kids at the center. If the teacher say, go to page 77, and I say, what's a 7? What's another 7? You put those two together, what do you have? And they're like, oh, a 7 and a 7. Those are the kind of things that you can work on to make them more independent, because they want to do these things by themselves. So when you have multiple kids, it becomes a little frustrating because they're all working on something different. They all have different questions, and they're all on different levels. So you do have to take the time outside of the learning when you have free time, and it's important that you have to go over routines with them so they'll know every day in the morning from this time to this time, your teacher and you are going to be working on this. Make sure you have this book available. after lunchtime, this is what you're going to be working on. Make sure you have this available. You have to make those type of things available for your kids, so that way it can be a lot less stressful on them and less stressful on you. So again, I'm not going to make this video too long, but as a parent myself and as an educator, having a schedule and having some type of routine, again, helps with this remote learning. So I applaud anybody who's assisting with remote learning. It's not hard, but it's not easy. So again, if you guys have any questions or you would like to reach me, I can be reached at heavenlyarmschildcare.com or at heavenlyarmsomaha@gmail.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.